What's up?
What
Welcome
up?
to episode 46 of Cool Ranch Corner. Anything interesting going on this week for you, man?
I think you should go first.
You think I should go?
I think you
Okay.
should go first.
I got lots of little things. First of all, been going at that script. I did not write last night, and I'll get to that in a second. But I, as of last time I wrote, am on the end of page 46 out of 80. So I'm past the halfway point on the screenplay. It's going great. The pacing's great. So far, it feels like it's very doable for the budget. It's going well. Can't complain at all. Definitely gonna do index cards every time now because it's helped a lot and made it a lot smoother. I also am happy to say it looks like auditions are back. The film industry is finally like slowly growing back to like a somewhat busy pace. I guess we'll really see next week. But I had 3 auditions in like a 24-hour period, which hasn't happened in like over a year. So that's a really good sign. I said something in the group chat with Jorge and Giancarlo, and Jorge was like, "Yeah, I had one too." So it seems like things are finally picking up again because it's been incredibly slow for the last year since like the first strikes. Um, I am acting tonight in my first feature film acting role, so I'm excited about that. That's that boxing film I've been mentioning. Um,
Nice.
so that's at 5 o'clock tonight. So pretty much right after this podcast, I'm going to get ready to go act. So that's anytime I get to act is a lucky feeling. So excited about that. And then later tonight, 10:30 showing. Me and the boys are seeing. The boys and I are seeing Alien Romulus. So very excited about that. I'm hearing good things. And oh yeah, the thing about the not writing last night. I tried the day before I act to really focus on like going through the script a bunch. Just kind of tidying things up, making sure I got my lines down. And so I didn't write last night. I don't know if I'm gonna write tonight because it's gonna be a late night with Alien. But I'm writing at a pace about 5 pages every time I write. So I'm probably gonna be done with that first draft. Probably not by the next podcast, but the one after that. So what's up
Well,
with you?
I have big news. Really big news. I found the Zero Sugar Baja Blast. They had it,
Oh yes.
okay? And I made a mistake. I was going to get two of the cases of them,
Yeah.
and I was like, I might not like it. I had like three on the first day. It's like,
It's so good, bro.
it's like, God dang it.
It's so good with no
So
calories.
I'll have to get more this weekend. And then I checked the mail today, and I'm like, oh, there's a key in here. Oh, okay. They have little boxes for packages at this new apartment complex. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was a thing. And I open it, and there's a package from you, right?
Yep.
And there's a Ziploc bag of G Fuel.
You said you wanted some more flavor bomb,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I thought
I had 2 tubs, so I was like, I'll just send him some in a bag.
he couldn't have just sent a tub.
Well, that wasn't all that came, right?
There were some shirts, but
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, why in a bag,
Well,
man?
because I asked Bobby, I was like, what's easier, putting the tub in there or like just put it in a Ziploc bag? She's like, just put it in a Ziploc bag so it's easier to fit in there. But I don't know what she sent it in, so
It-
probably
it-
cheaper however she sent it.
I don't know. I think it would have been fine either way. But I was like, what the heck?
But there you
Someone
go.
sent
You
me
got
cocaine.
it did say flavor bomb on there. I was like, right, just write flavor bomb
Yeah,
on
it,
it.
it says it.
Yeah, flavor
So
bomb.
it's like the heck?
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. But I was like, what is this? Because I was expecting a tub, and I was like, oh, I was like, it's flavor bomb. Okay, but yeah, so that's what's going on with me. This stuff's good, dude.
Dude, I told you, man. And like I'm telling you, man. once you get used to zero sugar soda, you have regular soda and it makes you feel like caca and like you're just like ugh, like this is
Yeah,
gross.
and I got like the Dr Pepper zero sugar, and it's all right. It's
Yeah.
you know what really sucks. You know what's really not good at all?
Well,
Regular Mountain Dew zero sugar. I don't
yeah,
like
I
the
don't think I've
flavor of
even
regular
had it.
Mountain Dew
I don't
anymore.
I don't even like the flavor of regular Mountain Dew to begin with. It's fine, but I've always been more of a dude. They I'm like, when are they gonna start selling Code Red Zero Sugar like everywhere? Because apparently they sell it like on the East Coast, and I looked it up on Amazon. And it's like fucking $35 for a case, and I'm like, I'm not paying that for a 12 pack of soda, but I want it. So why don't like? What the hell is going on? There's like a freaking they're bogarting the freaking Code Red
They're
on the East
bogarting it.
Coast.
Well, they have like Voltage as well. Voltage is like one of my favorite Mountain Dew flavors, and I don't think they
Mm.
have that as zero sugar either. You know what? I'm
The,
what happened to Whiteout? Whiteout was so good, and it's just
it,
gone. The last time they had it was Mountain Dew USA. That Mountain Dew USA was the only time they've ever had that.
That summer freeze one is delicious though, and they had that in zero sugar for a while, but you know how it is. They take it away after the summer.
Yeah,
And that there's is it Purple Thunder? There's
I
one that I
think.
just had recently that I was like, "Yo, I thought I was not going to like this because it's not grape. It's like plum something and it's delicious."
Well,
I've only had it in bottles
what's the
cuz that's the only
one
way.
they have at KFC? Isn't it like a peach flavor?
No, it's like pineapple something. It's like gold something, or I can't remember what they
It was
call
like
it,
wasn't it
but
like sweet lightning or something like that?
oh no, it's like something typhoon, right?
No, what I hold on.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it's sweet lightning, bro.
Sweet lightning. Okay. Yeah, no, I remember. I think well, I don't think they had zero sugar, so I didn't get it.
I'm sure
But
it's not that good. No
if
offense to
they
Mountain
have it,
Dew.
if they have it, you know what we should do? Actually, no. You know what? They ain't sponsored, so they ain't sponsored. I was gonna say we should like before the next one we should both like go get it if they have zero sugar at like KFC and then try it together. But
Yeah, and I mean,
no,
I
G Fuel only.
I will say like I love Mountain Dew, and I remember like when I would play Call of Duty like full on no lifing it, right? Back when I think when like Black Ops 3, that was when I played a lot of Call of Duty. Um, like I would drink Mountain Dew all the time, but I think now if you're like if you're not like 12, right? You have to get the zero sugar stuff because it's a lot of sugar and it tastes really good. And so like you're gonna end up drinking more than one a day. You're going over your daily
Yeah.
value of sugar.
If whenever I do at some point come to visit, whenever you decide to take some like a weekend off or something or whatever, you know what I mean. Um, you gotta try hard Bob Blast.
I am not trying that. I am not
Dude,
trying that.
I'm not gonna lie. It is when it comes to alcoholic beverages, like I was really surprised. I don't know if it's because it's like a malt. Like, I don't know what that means, but everything that's like a malt beverage, like you could taste the alcohol way more than like a White Claw or something. It's kind of annoying. But the mango one, you couldn't really taste it at all. But anyways, yeah, are you ready to move on to our next topic, I guess? We got a big one for
No,
you.
no, because when I brought this out at work, someone thought it was the hard Baja Blast, and
That's funny.
I don't I is the design similar on it? I kind of got scared for a second. I didn't want anyone calling me out on it or
No,
something.
no, let me see. Hard Baja Blast. Kinda. Like it's a
Oh,
similar color scheme, but it's got like a freaking shark on it and stuff. Like you can tell it literally says hard, like hard, like
hmm. Hard,
hard.
hard.
But you ready to move on?
Yep.
All right, we got a big topic for you this week. One that we've been meaning to do for a long time. The Great Dorito Debate. What, in your opinion, is the best Doritos flavor?
See, okay, so I think it's really hard to go wrong with the classic nacho cheese if you're just having the chip by itself. But, but Hands down, best combo you could ever do with Doritos: salsa verde, sour cream. I'm just saying.
Wow, I did not expect that. I love salsa verde, but I do not think it's the best. There are a lot of like there. I think there's plenty of other flavors that are at the level of salsa verde. Okay, so like, um, you got the ranch dipped like buffalo wing. That's delicious because you get like that creamy cool ranch flavor with like a little bit of spice, but it's like a buffalo. Like you know, it's good. It's good. Tastes like hot wings with ranch. Um, I like the taco flavor, but it's not as good. Tapatio was my favorite for a while, and then they changed up the formula or something happened because it seemed like what they were doing was like double frying them or whatever they do. So they had like an extra crunch to them, and one thing I noticed about it was you know how like some Dorito bags you open it and you're like, damn, all these are like broken. There's like
Yeah.
no chips. Every single one of them almost was like still intact all the way, and I think it's because of them being double fried. And then after about a year of like loving those and getting them all the time, all of a sudden they weren't double fried, and it I don't know if it's like they do it because it holds the flavor more when they coat it twice or something, but they didn't taste as good. But the last few times I had them, they tasted like they did before. But I just don't eat a lot of Doritos anymore.
Hmm.
Um, What's another good one? Spicy sweet chili is a lot of people's all-time favorite. I'm not saying it's not my favorite anymore. I just think that I've kind of gotten tired of it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It's a very strong flavor, so it's really easy to get like tired of it quickly.
I
And they sell it in family-sized bags now.
I don't know. That's the thing though. Like, see, I think that's why Doritos and Mountain Dew kind of go hand in hand. There's just so many freaking flavors, and like I don't know, man. I'm a simple guy. All right. I think.
Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch is really good too.
Well, so the interesting thing about Cool Ranch, I got Cool Ranch Doritos recently, right? And
Yeah,
I was like, like I kind of forgot what these taste like, and I had them, and I was like, oh,
they're
I don't really,
nostalgic.
I was like, I don't really want more though. Like with nacho cheese Doritos, it's like
It's
I
a
could keep eating
Yeah.
them. Salsa verde with sour cream, same thing. Like I could have that as a snack every single night, and I'd be happy. But like, I don't know, when you start having these like crazy flavors, unless it's like actually really really good, it's just hard to want it all the time.
But you're not really into spicy stuff either, so
I am. It's
right?
just
You are.
it's more about the flavor. If something was
Flamin'
spicy
Hot
but it
Cool
tastes
Ranch
really good.
has you gotta try Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch because you get like that Cool Ranch flavor, but not a ton.
What color's
And
the
then the
bag?
blue,
Okay.
but it's got flames on it. Yeah, it's really good. Like they nailed it. Where it's like half of that like creamy coolness with the ranch zestiness, with like a bit of a spicy Flamin' Hot. The other Flamin' Hot flavors like Flamin' Hot Nacho, Flamin' Hot Limon, I did not like. But Flamin'
Dude,
Hot Cool Ranch is good.
random thing. I had a debate with someone at work yesterday where they were like, "Yeah, no, like limon in Spanish is actually lemon." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "So like the limon lays, those are lemon flavored." I was like, "No. No, they're not." And they're like, "No, they're lemon flavored." I'm like, "Dude, there's a bag right over there. There's limes on it." But that begs the question. Why did they call that limon if limon means lemon?
I think it's just appealing to the Hispanic demographic, honestly.
But the thing is, it's not much further to get it to say lime because it's limon verde for lime.
I think the lime the limon flaming hot Cheetos is what started that. 'Cause that's everybody's favorite hot Cheeto.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This
Um
is random
back
thing, but I was like,
yeah.
what the heck?
Back to the Doritos though. I think Cool Ranch is nostalgic because it's one of those flavors that like I don't know, for some reason whenever I was at like a barbecue or a picnic or a pool party, that was like the go-to flavor.
Well, we would go to the wash when we were really young.
Yeah.
That's where we would have it a lot. I remember that. And so there is
Because
some
I think
nostalgia
Dad
to it.
really likes Cool Ranch as well, or at least used to.
Yeah,
Like
at
I,
least
I
he
feel like
used to, yeah.
Doritos are kind of like you almost like go through a phase. you know. But I
Yeah.
think overall, my favorite and like the one that I go back to a lot, classic nacho cheese. I think it is the best flavor.
Yeah, and I think they really hit the nail on the head with that one because cheese is such a like an easy flavor to nail down. If you
But it's
mess
nacho
if you
cheese.
mess up cheese as a flavor, like just retire, like go out
Like
of business.
the cheese, like the cheese flavor that Cheetos are versus the nacho cheese is night and day.
Yes, and I will say so.
It's
Cheetos,
bold. It's
Cheetos,
bold.
the nacho cheese of a Dorito is not as easy to get tired of as the regular cheese on Cheetos. Because sometimes where you'll bite into a
Yeah.
Cheeto and you're like, yeah, I'm done.
Well,
This is too much.
the crazy thing. First of all, it turns out this is not much of a debate actually, because we agree. But um, one thing that was kind of interesting is one time I had like the Great Value like nacho cheese flavored tortilla chips,
Hmm.
and I was like, it tastes like a Dorito, but something's missing. And you know what it was? They didn't have MSG.
Oh well, that's cheating though. Like,
But no, I really think that Doritos are one of those things that is like scientifically designed to make you just want to keep taking another bite.
okay,
Like they're
so
addictive. MSG is addictive. It's a flavor enhancer.
yeah,
It's the
MS,
reason why Panda Express's orange chicken is like everybody's favorite. It's
yeah,
loaded with MSG.
MSG is like a cheat code for food. If you put that in anything, it's like
It does something to your brain like
y-
drugs does.
what happens if you put MSG in water?
I don't know. Do you think MSG actually has like a flavor to it, or is it just like
Well,
an
that's the thing.
unflavored
Someone will say
thing?
MSG, and I'm like, I've never just had like pure MSG. I don't know what MSG tastes like. I just know that it makes things taste really good.
Monosodium glutamate, a flavor enhancer that's often added to foods to give them a savory, rich umami taste. It's made from sodium and L-glutamic acid, an amino acid that's found naturally in many foods, including tomatoes, anchovies, mushrooms, and Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, Parmesan cheese. That makes sense. Parmesan
Today,
cheese.
MSG is made by fermenting sugar with beets, starch, molasses, or sugarcane into an odorless white powder that can be sprinkled on food like salt. It's commonly used in canned vegetables, soups, deli meats, and restaurant foods. It's also used to replace some of the salted food, making low salt dishes taste more palatable.
So MSG, pure MSG is bland and not very pleasant on its own, but that it can taste faintly salty and umami when combined with a savory aroma. So if you put it in water, it might not taste like anything, but if it does taste like something, it's gonna taste probably salty.
There's
It's gonna
some
taste like
believe
salt
that
water.
MSG can cause headaches, hair loss, and heart palpitations. Others claim that MSG can lead to brain toxicity by causing excessive glutamate levels in the brain, which can overstimulate nerve cells and lead to cell death. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has classified MSG as a food ingredient that's generally recognized as safe, but its use is still debated. I feel like it's got to be one of those things where it's like it's totally fine unless you're like a degenerate who's eating like 2 bags of Doritos in a sitting, you
Yeah,
know?
and then at the same time, if you're eating a bunch of Doritos, do you think the problem is really the MSG or is it all the freaking crap they put in it? You
I
know?
mean, they're fried tortilla chips, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's not it's empty calories to begin with. So no, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but I 100% agree with the idea that Doritos are like they are scientifically enhanced to be addictive. Like
Okay,
unlike any other chip, I can sit there and just eat a whole bag of Doritos if I let myself.
I am tired of this freaking Google AI thing because it's not helpful.
It's not accurate a lot of times too.
Like, I know this is completely unrelated to what we were just talking about, but I looked up Doritos ingredient list on Google, right? First time it loads, AI overview doesn't work, right? Second time it loads, it actually gives everything cool. But it's like, can I just see the normal search result thing that it usually does? Because like the Bing Copilot thing that Microsoft does is actually more helpful than this. Because at least then it's summarizing the results as opposed to this crap, which apparently it takes stuff from Reddit sometimes. So I'm
Yeah. So before we get into the ad break, 'cause that's what we're gonna do next. I do have an update on my film. that I can share, and it leads into kind of what you were talking about. Um, so I refuse to use Chat GPT for anything like creative, but what
Fair.
I will do is I will be like, I'll be like, here's my log line. Does it read professionally and is it pitch ready? And it'll be like, this is a strong log line that is considered pitch ready, but you could also try changing this about it or giving these variations, blah blah. And so it'll lead to other ideas, right? Like I kind of use it to bounce ideas off of myself. But one of the things that I found it to be really helpful with is I'll be like, I want to focus on this aspect of the log line. Can you give me like 20 words that are similar or synonyms to this word, right? And so I can like find something that like is more fitting for my story. But I have my log line and the title of the film up on IMDb Pro. You can't see it because it's not in pre-production yet. You can't see it on regular IMDb. But you ready for my log line? I'm gonna read it to you. All right. I spent like 2 hours working on this and like getting it pitch ready to where if I told it to somebody, they'd be like, yeah, I want to see that. So you tell me if it works. All right. So it's called Always Ready. It's classified as an action drama. And the log line is a date. I already fumbled
Oh
it.
my god! Just
All right,
retire.
Ready? All right. Hey. Reset. All right. Roll it back. Back to one. A determined Coast Guard recruit struggles to qualify for boot camp as his training instructor's unresolved trauma begins to suggest an even deeper burden. Does that make you picture like, yeah,
Yeah.
you picture a story? Cool. So if you wanted to know what the film is about, that's what it's about in one sentence. So
Yeah.
there's that.
I don't know. I do actually want to talk about the uses for ChatGPT a bit because I'll be honest.
Next
man.
episode.
No,
Next episode.
we got time. We got time, bro.
No, we don't. We have so much stuff in the second half.
We're only 22 minutes in, bro.
I know, but I have to shoot tonight. I can't stay on for an hour and a half.
One thing.
Get it out. I got time for this shit.
Okay,
Let's go.
So if you're like, if you can't find a song, right? If you're like, I remember like one little line from it. You look it up on Google, it doesn't show up. You can't find it. You go, okay, here's the style of the song. Here's when I think it's from. Here's the line that I remember. It'll give you like everything it can think of that's similar to it. And I think that's sick because
pretty
it's
smart.
not only are you able to hopefully find the song, you might actually find songs that you like that are in a similar style along the way. It's pretty cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of a funny joke, but let's save it for a movie. Anyways, so there's the great Dorito debate, and there's my log line. So let me know in the comments if that log line makes you want to see the movie, because that's the whole point of it. It's to make you want to know, like, oh, I want to know more about, what's this unresolved trauma, like, stuff like that. I told Ben, Genie Boy, who, by the way, we're planning on having him and Jorge on for episode 50, so look forward to that in a couple weeks. But I sent him my logline. He's like, nice. He's like, yeah, it makes me like as somebody who's in filmmaking. He was like, it makes me wonder, like, oh, I didn't know that you had to train before you could go to boot camp for the Coast Guard, and like, I don't even know what the Coast Guard does. Like, oh, what's this guy's trauma? Like, he was like, it makes you like wonder the right thing. So I'm like, that's cool. That's good to hear. So shout out to Ben. He's always very helpful. Whenever it comes to filmmaking stuff, I can always go like, yo, dude, is this ass or what? He'll just tell me. He'll be honest. We're always really honest to each other, which is harder than you would think. A lot of people in this business are so worried about hurting somebody's feelings because, like, oh, if I hurt their feelings, they're not going to want to work with me ever again. Some shit like that. So Ben's a real one. But all right, into the ad break. Support us with Patreon. We are 38 members strong now. It like exploded last week because I posted a couple times about it. And we have 25 people, not including the Patreon bot, in our Discord now. So it's popping in there. We had like 5 people chilling while we played Fortnite this morning. We played ranked. I'm silver 2 now, I think. So Fortnite, the new Fortnite season's fun, by the way. It's like all Marvel stuff, and they have like a Peely Wolverine skin that's actually pretty badass. um, but yeah, join the Discord so that you can like chat with us and play games with us and stuff. And the only way to do that is through the Patreon, which you can subscribe to for as little as $1 a month. If you subscribe for a whole year in advance, I think you get 10% off too if you're looking to save some money. Um, but I cannot stress enough like how much I've enjoyed building that community and getting to know everybody. And like there was one guy who went like, I mean, I think I think he was autistic, but he just he was he was aware. He was aware that his behavior was making people uncomfortable. And like even was like, I'm sorry, I'm disabled, this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, like if you're aware about it, then you should be able to dial it back a little bit. And then homeboy texted my phone. So I was like, yeah, you gotta go. Like you're making everybody uncomfortable. And but other than that, like it's been just a blast. Everybody in there is awesome. Um, come join us. It's very tight knit and fun. Just don't make people uncomfortable, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and the Black Ops 6 beta comes out at the end of this month. And we're all gonna play
And
it.
we're all gonna be playing the shit out of it. I think we're playing Dead by Daylight next week. I was talking to everybody in that chat, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll download it." So
I've got 2 3-day weekends coming up around the beta,
nice.
and so I'm gonna be playing the crap out of it. So please, please
Yeah,
be prepared for that. If you are in the Discord, please pre-order the game so we can all play it together. That is
yeah.
all.
But yeah, and if you are autistic or have some kind of disability, or you don't have the greatest social skills, it doesn't mean you can't join and you're not welcome. It's just about how you talk to people, how you treat them. Like this person specifically, because I'm not going to name names. He was asked like anytime somebody would ask something, he would ask something very personal or be like, "Can you let me like? Can you share that game license? Because you know how on Xbox you can like share games with people. Like literally, they won't have to buy the game, and
What
you
was
can
it?
like
What
give
was
them a
it
copy
called?
to
Did they just
use.
call it game
I don't.
sharing?
It's literally called game share. And so he's like, "Can you game share that with me?" And like somebody's like, "Dude, I don't know you. Like, why would I share my personal info and stuff with you? I don't know you. You're just some person I barely met on Discord, you know." And he just didn't understand the concept of like privacy and stuff, and so that became an issue after a while. Like, and I not only that, I would say something, and then a couple people would reply, and he would ask an off the wall question that's like barely related to it, and if I didn't answer right away, he would ask again and again and again, and I'm like, okay, dude, like this is like I'm getting pinged on my phone, you know what I mean? And I don't have to like I'm not gonna mute the whole server, and I don't want to have to mute you, so it's just like after so many people saying like, dude, this is kind of making me uncomfortable, I was like, I'm sorry, you gotta go. But um that's
It's
the
like
only time that's ever happened.
Twitch
So
chat in real life, bro.
I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like I have to do what's best for the server, and what's best for everybody who's like, I mean,
Yeah,
there's people in there who pay $25 a month for the benefits, and then like they're like afraid to say anything in Discord because somebody every time they do, somebody like asks them something like inappropriately personal.
and that
So
was the thing with, I mean, even when like it comes to streaming, you'll have that where people are like, "Hey,
yeah,
I dropped a sub. Can we do this? Can we do that?" And it's like, I get it. I appreciate you supporting, but also like
yeah,
there's people who have spent the same amount of money or more, and they're a lot more relaxed than you, and they're here because they like enjoy what's happening. They don't want to control the
yeah,
stream or whatever, you know. And sometimes people, they're
yeah.
like, I want to do all this crap, and it's like, slow your roll, man. You just got
Yeah,
here.
and I mean, I told the group, I was like, I tried to be reasonable and I tried to like work with them and make it work, but he just wasn't able to dial it back, and so I had to make that judgment call. And I no hard feelings. I don't think that specific person is right for the Discord. Like not with people paying to have access. Like it's just too much. If it was a free Discord server, I really don't have any issue as long as people aren't bullying or being racist or something. But other than that, man, everybody in there is really chill, and we're always cracking jokes. And sometimes we hop into I'll hop into like the voice chat late at night and be like, "Yo, I need to write, but I'm procrastinating. What's going on? You know, like, what are you guys doing?" And then I'll be like, "All right, I gotta go write. Bye." You know, but we'll chat in there for like a half hour to an hour sometimes, just like about whatever. Somebody will be at work, like, "Yeah, I'm at McDonald's right now. You know, flipping patties or whatever," and we're just hanging out, man. So come join up. It's fun. Like, you, seriously, like, try it out for $1, and if you don't like it, you just cancel it. But I promise you, um, like, you'll make friends because we all kind of are in there. Like, just a good time. And then obviously you can use G Fuel code Danny D to support us and support the content in general. They just announced a One Piece treasure chest that comes with 4 flavors, so that's really
Oh,
cool. 30% off with that with my code right now. I think for another day or two, and then it goes down to 20%. But that's up for pre-order, and it ships in October. You get 4 flavors, which I believe are reskins. I just don't know what the reskins off the top of my head, but they all sound great. And you can buy the flavors individually too, if like you only want one. They're 15 serving tubs, so I think they're like $20. And if you use code Danny D, you get them for 16. So One Piece G Fuel, baby. And then to finish off our little ad break segment, which I think I made awkwardly long because of the Discord situation. I'm sorry about that, listeners. We're gonna announce our monthly, because it's that time of the month, the monthly giveaways. So we do two G Fuel giveaways. They're not always tubs. Like, I plan on doing collector's boxes and stuff too here and there for like special occasions. But I got 2 tubs to give away and a Blu-ray, that because I've been giving away stuff in the Discord. So let's start off with the Blu-ray. I got this copy of Father Stew, which I thought was a solid movie with Mark Wahlberg. It's rated R, I believe. Yeah, it's rated R, and they re-released it in like a PG-13 version, and nobody watched it. But I thought this was decent. And who is it? Sorry, I lost my spot on here. Diego Cantu, congratulations! You got the Father Stew Blu-ray. So I will be reaching out to the winners at some point in the next 24 hours, because like I said, right after this episode, I have to like get ready for this shoot. But next up, we got the US only giveaway, a tub of lime margarita, which is a very interesting flavor. That is going to Nope. Nope with a 0. Congratulations, Nope. And then last but not least, we have the international giveaway, which if you guys are listening and you're not in the US, there are not a lot of people entering this international giveaway. So if you join, there's a good chance if you enter, you're gonna get some G Fuel, and I mean, it costs like anywhere from like 25 to $40 to ship this worldwide. So I'm giving away G Fuel. Come get some.
some
But
G Fuel.
the volume warning reskin of Pink Lemonade is going to Super Dude 01, who is the only person who entered the international giveaway. So like I said, like next month, if there's one new person who joins that international giveaway, they're gonna win it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like how it works. So congratulations to our winners. Like I said, I'll reach out sometime in the next 24 hours. And we got our Patreon questions for the week. We're gonna start off with Louis Hebert. I believe this was a leftover question from last week that we didn't get to, but he said, "What's a movie or show that got me interested into making films?" I this is kind of a general answer because I think that's just how a lot of filmmakers are, but I can't pinpoint one specific film or show. There's a lot that have inspired me, but there's a couple that I think really made me go, "Oh, like the ideas that I do have in my head like are unique and executable." Just because like they're a specific style of movie or story doesn't mean that people won't find it entertaining. And that is the 2 movies in particular. That's Drive. Drive came out in 2011, and when I was in high school and a buddy of mine introduced me to that film, I was like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that you can like tell a story that's been done time and time again, but just do your own style and take on it, and people will perceive that as a fresh like idea. Because that movie is like half of it is the style.
Yeah.
It's not even like the plot. It's the plot is like old school, like loner type movie. Like Ryan Gosling doesn't even have an. They don't even say his name in the movie. They just refer to him as Driver. So, I love Drive. I love the style of it. I think you can see some of the style of that, not only in the character that I play in Pollo Loco, but also like the feel of the film. And that's one that I come back to time and time again. I'm actually going to be giving away a copy of it in the near future because I have the 4K Blu-ray that finally is getting released of it in a very nice looking steelbook coming later this month. So look forward to that. And then the other one that's even more recent, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think I was still in the Coast Guard when that came out.
Really?
I think. What year did that come out?
Uh,
2016, right?
dang, there's no
No,
way
20.
that's...
Wait, I might be tripping. No, 2019. Yeah, no, I was in the Coast Guard. Yeah, 2019.
Wow.
So like that was like one of the last big movies that came out before, the whole world started shutting down. And I just remember going like this movie had a plot, but it for the most part it was like a hangout film that like it was like an alternate reality almost, kind of like
Yeah.
Inglorious Bastards where like things don't end the way they did in real
Man,
life. And
that movie
so
was so good.
it is so good, and I really hope they end up releasing that extended edition on Netflix someday if it ever happens. I don't know what happened to that. They talked about it for a while and then all of a sudden nothing. But cuz there's literally like there's like stuff on the poster that wasn't in the movie.
Really?
At least one thing, yeah. So I'm like that's weird. But yeah, I would say those two movies have been some of the most influential. And then like all of Christopher Nolan's stuff, I really like the way that he bookends his films and how immersive the scores are, which I also think you can see in Pollo Loco. Although if there's one thing that I could change about Pollo Loco that's like not a crazy change, I think I would lower the score just a tad. But that's also something that you deal with when you're working with people who are like, lower experience and you don't have like a Hollywood budget. So, this feature film that I'm working on it's gonna be kind of like that when it comes to the score, but more balanced, hopefully, in terms of sound design, because we'll have a bigger budget. But and also, just a little hint, I already have songs picked out and stuff for that film. At least to like give the composer, which I plan on working with Austin Geller again, who did the score for Pollo Loco, and it's got a very like retro '80s vibe to it, but like modern. So
Hmm.
that's cool. I think you'll dig it, Chris, because it's kind of like the type of music we've listened to while we were gaming sometimes. And then so next we have Super Dude 01 who says, since the new season of Fortnite is out, what is your favorite Fortnite season slash chapter? I'm sorry to give such a lame answer, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't care about Fortnite enough to remember what season's which. My favorite one in recent memory was when they brought back the original map for like a month or whatever. That was pretty awesome.
Well, I
But
mean, I think the game got a lot better when they added like sprinting and stuff like that. Because I think,
whatever
yeah,
season they upgraded the engine.
because I think for a while it was literally you just go around at the same speed at all times, and it's like, oh
Yeah,
my god, this feels dated. Like it was not good at all. So whenever that happened,
I
that's my
agree.
favorite.
I agree. Cool. We both answered that one pretty quick. And then Fear with a 4 instead of an A. He just said old movies. And I don't know what he means by that. So Fear, if you want to elaborate on that next week, we can give you like a better answer. But um I know Chris likes some older movies, but I mean I don't know what you meant by old movies. I like The Blob. That's a really old movie
The
from like
Blob,
with Steve
Flubber.
McQueen.
Really? He's in
Rebel
that?
Without a Cause.
Yeah, Rebel.
Yeah.
So, dude, I remember we watched Rebel Without a Cause in American pop culture, and I was like, I, it's such a like I don't know.
Simple movie.
Yeah, it's because I was like expecting it to be like super cool or whatever, and it was just like I think they go on like a field trip. Like,
Do you know why that movie is so cool?
why?
I mean, obviously James Dean, and
Yeah,
dude, that guy, that's just an actor who died way too young.
yeah,
Like, bro was just getting started and he died, which that is a fun topic to talk about in another episode, I think, for Conspiracy Corner, because there's so for people who don't know, James Dean was like he was like the Austin Butler of like the 50s, right? Like, is that a good way of putting it? 50s or 60s? Like, he was literally like, everybody was like, this is the next big actor. He's gonna be the next Marlon Brando.
hmm
And then he was in a car accident. He was driving this, like, I don't know, I forgot what it's like, a Corvette Spider or something like that. And that car is said to be cursed because like the next 3 or 4 people who owned the car after it, who like salvaged it and rebuilt it, they all died in mysterious crashes. So, like, literally, like, weird shit happened that should not happen to a car, and like therefore the driver died and the car was still intact enough to be rebuilt again, which is like a horror movie concept. But yeah, we can go in more depth on that another time. That would be like a fun Halloween topic or something, like the
yeah.
curse of James Dean's car.
Which I mean,
um
Halloween isn't even that far away, which is
oh,
crazy.
dude, and I love spooky season.
Yeah.
um we're all gonna be minions for Halloween this year.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna be like a minion family.
Are you guys gonna do like
um
the
I'm just gonna
minions
walk
from
around
the
going
newest one?
banana.
Yeah. Well, it's
No, no, just straight up minions.
genuinely like I think it'd be better to do like the like superpower minions because
Well, my
you could be
original
the
idea
buff
was like,
one.
let's be the Incredibles, but
Well,
I
and
don't
there's
know.
there's that third one coming out, right? They finally announced the third one.
Yeah, I think we can do that next year. Uh,
That's fair.
Back to James Dean. The reason why Rebel Without a Cause, right? Rebel Without a Cause is the
Yeah.
name of it, right?
Yeah.
Um, sorry, lost my train of thought. But the reason why that movie is such a big deal and he's such a big deal in it is because he was a part of the shift in Hollywood where people really started to just like be themselves and not overact.
Oh.
So like he has a famous scene in that where his parents are like, like talking to like the principal or some shit about his behavior, and he just like loses his shit and is like, you say one thing and you say another thing, and it's just like, like, you guys are tearing me apart. I don't,
Is and
like, you're driving me nuts,
yeah.
the famous scene where he's like, you're tearing me apart.
Yeah, which is where the you're tearing me apart, Lisa
Yeah,
from
you're
yeah.
tearing me apart, Lisa.
Yeah, that's so
Why are you doing this?
yeah. So that
Oh, hi,
movie.
Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, that yeah. No, I remember watching that movie back then and really liking. I liked Ben-Hur as well. Not the.
Yo, the Ben-Hur has that chariot race where I think somebody died.
I think that was the There's I think because there's one that was made in like the 30s or something like that, and then the one that I'm thinking of was made in the 50s. So the
It's
Ben-Hur.
got like Kirk Douglas in it or something.
So Ben-Hur. So yeah, 1959. Um,
He's a main star.
what the heck?
I am Spartacus. That's all
uh,
I remember from besides the chariot race.
Charlton Heston is Ben-Hur. And
What? Am I like way off here? Are we thinking of a different movie?
you might be thinking of the 1925 version. I don't know.
Ah, there's no way. That's like a silent film.
I don't because I don't know who
Charlton
you're talking
Heston.
about. I don't know who you're talking
No,
about.
you're right. I just got the name wrong completely, man. Anyways, dude, I literally think there's a scene in that movie during the chariot race where you see somebody go like flying and get like
That
ran over and shit, and that was
that's
a real person.
that's the 1925 one. I'm pretty sure. Um,
Maybe I did watch the 1925 Ben-Hur.
yeah, it says some dude he fell on a pile of lumber and died.
I guess I'm just my memory of this is completely
Because
wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
we
Anyways,
talked.
I've definitely seen the 59 one in
We,
class.
what the? It says today I learned that 150 horses were killed during the filming of the 1925 Ben-Hur during the chariot race scene.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about chariot races in these movies, but they're very dangerous. A lot of
Well,
people and
like,
animals died apparently.
okay, that movie was made almost 100 years ago.
Isn't that crazy? But that the other thing that's crazy to me is like movies are not that old. Like movies are a very
Yeah.
new
Well,
concept
it's
when it
it's
comes to
like
history.
it's like the U.S., man. The United States isn't even that old.
Yeah,
Like,
no. Like
like,
as a country, we're still really young.
yeah,
Like if you think about it, like Russia was like, weren't they the ones who fought Napoleon and shit? Like that's not that long ago, man.
yeah.
But it's still longer than our history, you know.
And China's is even longer.
Dude, I did not know that much about like China and their history and like all the other like countries in like Asia, but like man, we like
the
they
the
do not get
lore
along.
the lore goes deep.
Yeah,
Goes
dude,
deep. Yeah.
it's crazy. Anyways, Fear, if you meant something else by old movies, let us know next week and we'll elaborate. But Nikki says if you had to choose, would you rather have waffles or pancakes?
Waffles. Waffles
I'm
hands down.
100%. Waffles are so good. Pancakes, once they get like soggy, they really start to turn into like mush, and it's just not. I don't know. Like, okay, put it this way. I think I have like more times than I can count. I've had pancakes where I like get to the middle and I'm like, yo, these aren't even like cooked all the way through. Like somebody didn't leave these on long enough because they were too like they were thicker than the other ones or something. You know? I don't think I've ever had a waffle that was undercooked.
Because here's the thing, right? Well, I've had undercooked waffles before, but here's the thing. So this answer really comes down to one thing. Do you like chewy food or crunchy food?
Yeah, waffles are crunchy. That's
Waffles are
true.
crunchy.
And
And so,
chicken and waffles, man.
because
Oh
I guarantee, so how do you like your fries? Do you like your fries crispy?
no, I like them to be so soggy that it's like mashed potatoes.
Are you,
Yes, I like my fries
okay, I say,
crunchy. Who doesn't? If you don't like your fries crunchy, you're smoking something, man.
so
They're
I've
French
known
fries, not French
some
mush.
people who like their fries a little soggy, and I bet you those are the
Chips.
same people who prefer pancakes. It's a texture thing, 100%.
Yeah, no, I waffles hands down. It's not even a question. I
Yeah.
like pancakes. Pancakes have their moment. Like
Oh
every
yeah.
once in a while, I'll be like, yeah, I'm craving some. I like chocolate chip pancakes specifically.
Yes.
Like if you go to IHOP, they usually have some kind of like I last time we went to IHOP, we had that Wonka menu, and they had these cheesecake pancakes that were pretty damn good. But I mean, when I was working at the movies and back when they had midnight showings, man, I wish they still did that. The
They don't do
freaking
that anymore?
no, the shooters ruined that shit because like it's just they don't have the staff and stuff like that to keep people safe that late at night. You know what I mean? It's just like a logistical nightmare. So they just stopped doing them that late. Every once in a while, you'll see like an 11 o'clock or like an 11:30 showing, but like the idea that it was like, oh, you're seeing the movie at midnight, like it was just like something special about
Well,
that.
do they
But
still do midnight releases for games at all?
I don't think so.
Dang, man. You know,
Best Buy might, but
we used to have 24/7 Walmarts and Dollar McChickens and midnight releases and midnight showings, and we have none of that anymore. This sucks.
it's just it's not the same, man. I mean, malls are dying. Like it's just, I mean, malls have
Well,
been
malls,
dying,
yeah,
but like it's really
yeah,
bad now. Like, but like you go to malls now and like half of the stores are closed or it's vacant. So
yeah,
it's
and there's
really
just
sad.
trash all over the floor.
I
And
I definitely, excuse me. Like we have a couple of really big malls here in Albuquerque, and it's like, dude, like I 100% think that we're gonna see malls like completely disappear in our lifetime,
I will say, the
except
market,
for like the Great Mall of America.
the marketplace is, I think, the next step where you have like an area you can drive through, and like there's different places you can go to actually like get food or whatever, right? Because you look around and you go, "Oh my God, they have a Subway here? Oh man, there's also a Jersey Mike's
Oh my
and a
gosh,
Jimmy John's." And you're
that's
like,
such a fat ass idea though.
"Yeah,
Like
but it
you're like
works."
like
There's a
you guys want
Wetzel's
to go to
Pretzels over
hey,
there.
what do you guys want to get for dinner tonight? I don't know, bro. I'll eat. I'm hungry.
You
But I don't
drive
know, you
around
know. And then it's like, bro, we could just go to the marketplace and it's just a free for all. You can just be like, I'll have some of that. I'll have some of that.
because
Let me get some Wendy's chicken nuggets with a Chick-fil-A milkshake and Chick-fil-A sauce and a Taco Bell crunch wrap on the side with some Baja Blast Zero Sugar because I
oh
I gotta
dude,
wash down.
I want Jersey Mike's so bad, but I feel like it's gonna give me a stomach ache.
I'm gonna be honest. Sandwiches just don't do it for me anymore. I think the military ruined that for me because that was like everybody's go-to. Was like, oh, let's just get sandwiches.
Well, you have to get the right sandwiches. So Jersey Mike's, I don't know what
Firehouse
is.
subs,
So we had Firehouse subs at work one time, and
like hot sandwiches.
it I like my sandwiches cold. I do. I do. I think hot sandwiches, they have their time, they have their place, but like if you have a cold sandwich, you can save it for later. You don't have to worry about heating it back up. You just pull it out of the fridge, you're ready to eat it. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
know. I think it goes back to like the olden days where it's like, people would like travel large distances and it'd be like, oh, like it's been so long since I had a shower and a hot meal. You know what I mean? Like the hot meal
Yeah.
aspect of it is like, I don't know. There's something about the food being hot that's like this is sustenance.
Okay.
I don't know. Just a
Meanwhile,
personal thing.
do you like cold pizza?
No, I always heat it
I
up.
don't understand why people like cold pizza.
People are like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm gonna save that in the morning and just pull it right out of the box. It's been sitting in the fridge all night, getting dry and crusty. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, man. It
Yeah.
loses flavor. The sauce dries up. The fuck's wrong with you people, man? Heat that bitch up. It's 2024, man.
Yeah.
Dude, and you like, dude, honestly, dude, if you're like, oh, well, I don't like heating it up in the microwave because then it gets soggy. No, you're doing it wrong. And you have Google, so there's no excuse for this. Literally, you get a cup, fill it with a little bit of water, and then put the plate of pizza. This sounds stupid, but trust me, if you do not have an air fryer or like some kind of toaster oven to do this, get a cup, put a little bit of water, and then put the plate with the pizza on top of it. And what happens is the water absorbs enough of the microwave waves or whatever the hell it is to where like because microwaves heat up the water molecules, and so if you have water underneath it, it doesn't heat up the pizza in a way to where it gets soggy. It heats it up in a way where it's like the cheese melts and the sauce becomes liquefied again, but it doesn't turn it into a floppy mess. You know what I mean? Like if you want your pizza to still have a crisp to it, if you like crunchy pizza like most people,
On the other
that's the way to
hand,
do it.
if you just want to steam the pizza using the microwave, you just put the cup on the plate with the pizza.
Right.
So there's a
Do
lot of
that too.
there's a lot of stuff you can do there if you just Google it.
But either
Just
way, the
saying.
idea that you're like, oh, I don't want to reheat it because it doesn't taste the same. You're doing it wrong. That's why it doesn't taste the same. They're
Yeah.
like, literally, I have reheated pizza that's been in the fridge for like 3 days. It's like, all right, well, I better eat this or else I got to throw it out. And it tastes like almost the day I bought it because
Yeah.
you heat it right.
I and,
I
and
mean, we have an air fryer toaster oven now, so
I,
I'm living in the future.
I
I don't even
love
have that
I
issue.
love my air fryer, dude. I saw this thing on Instagram where you take a tortilla and you cut it in half, you fold it into like a little triangle, you put some pepperoni, some cheese in there, throw it in the air fryer, and then you dip it into like tomato sauce or marinara or whatever. Oh my god, bro. It is delicious. It's
I you
so
know
good.
One thing that I've noticed with keto, I gotta mention it at least once an episode. I'm keto, bro. Dude, I've been cooking more because like with keto, I've found ways like I found these low carb tortillas that you can't even taste that they're low carb anymore. Like they literally have zero net carbs. It's like all fiber. But like I've been making quesadillas with them. By the way, shout out to Jorge. He got us a quesadilla maker thing. Like it's literally like a quesadilla press for
Whoa.
Christmas last year, and I finally opened it, and I've been using it every day to make quesadillas with these low carb tortillas.
I
I put bacon in them. Oh, and then I
dude,
get my sour cream, right? I get my sour cream, and I mix a serving of truff hot sauce in it. Oh my gosh,
you know what?
so
You know
good.
what is like incredibly underrated?
But
So people will just have a regular quesadilla, just cheese, right? Putting chicken in there makes it
mhm,
like 10 times better, right?
any kind of protein
No,
just
no, no, no,
levels
no,
up
no.
the quesadilla.
Chicken specifically though, because I've tried putting steak in there before, and it's whatever. Okay, like it's
You got to use the right steak. If you use like thick ass steak, it's gonna just be chewy and it's
yeah,
not the same.
exactly. Well, I've tried using like thinner steak, and the chew is the
Skirt
part that
steak,
messes it up. If
carne
you eat
asada.
chicken, it just comes apart very easily, so it's perfect. I'm just saying.
Well, I get uncured like apple wood smoked bacon, and you make a pack of it, and it lasts like 7 days or whatever after you make it. And so I literally just like take like a couple slices of that, crumble it up, put it on top of the cheese on the quesadilla, and then put another layer of cheese on top of it so it's all melty on both sides. And then last night, dude, I took that freaking sour cream truff mix, and I was like, fuck it. And I put it on top. And then I put another, like, there was like 4 servings of cheese in that bitch. But it was so good, man. It was like a crunch wrap without the meat and lettuce.
How do you cook your bacon?
In the oven.
Okay. Okay.
I've used the air fryer, I've used the oven, and I've found that with the air fryer, it's easier to burn.
I
Like if you don't
can't.
catch it at the right moment, you'll overcook it very quick.
I don't think I could make bacon here because I made bacon one time and the fire alarm went off.
You have a microwave?
Yeah.
Look it up. You can cook bacon in the microwave. Like that's what I used to do when I lived alone,
But
because you
doesn't
can make
it?
like 2 slices at a time.
Oh, so you're saying it should produce less smoke?
Yeah, less smoke. Because it's like more like steam than smoke, you know?
Okay. Yeah,
Because it's just heating up the water
because
molecules once
like
again.
the bacon wasn't even fully cooked when I put it in the oven and the freaking smoke alarm went off and I was like, what
Yeah,
the?
no, and it's super quick too, man. Like if you're in a pinch and you want some bacon, you can throw a couple slices in the microwave, and then like a minute later, you've got like fresh, crispy bacon.
I feel like that's sketchy though.
No, dude, I literally did it for years. I did it for years. Trust me. Like, literally, if we didn't, there's no reason for me to do it now. But if I was alone, I would do that like all the time, man. Because it's
Hmm.
like I said, you can have your raw bacon in like it's in a Ziploc bag, whatever, and just use it as needed instead of cooking it all at once. And then now you start that timer where it's like, okay, now you have 7 days to use it. You know what I mean?
7 days. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Anyways,
Yeah, I think what cooked bacon will last 7 days in the fridge, I believe.
I
So
I know you have like you've got this rumor topic. I wanna just go to the conspiracy one like right now.
are we still gonna do the rumor after that?
We could do it next week.
Well, I mean, it's a really quick one, but hey, let's just go in order. Hang on. Tommy Slay says, "What TV shows are you most excited to watch?" Hands down, number one, Stranger Things season 5.
Ooh,
Boys season 5. Whenever that happens, next season of Gen V, that'll be great. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm like anticipating, and I
For All
just can't really think
Mankind.
of. This show's kind of starting to fall off
I
for
want to
me.
see because it looks like this next season is probably gonna be like the end,
They're doing a
right?
spin-off. They're doing a spin-off. They announced it. And I'm just like, and it's supposed to be about the moon base. And I'm just like,
That's gonna be lame.
dude, I really liked the one like blue collar guy in the last season, and they just kind of wasted him
I
in the
I
second half.
I thought it was really cool when they started having like actual combat in the moon base, and that happened like once.
There was a scene in the last season where somebody got like seriously injured, and I was just like, they're gonna be fine. And Bobby's like, what do you mean they're gonna be fine? I'm like, because of who this person is in the show and everything, there ain't no way they kill this person. I'm telling you right now, she's got plot armor. And sure enough, she's in a wheelchair. She's
Yeah.
fine. So I don't know, man. I think the first 2 seasons
I
of that
don't.
show are the best.
The main character of that show, like the dude,
No way he's in another season unless he's like Woods in a wheelchair, just like,
yeah,
"Arr!"
yeah, he's so old in the show, man. I'm like,
I'm like,
why
I'm
is he in a
sorry.
spaceship, man?
Apple's got money. Are you seriously telling me that like the prosthetics that you're using to age him, that's as good as you could do? Like,
Well,
come on,
also,
bro.
what's really funny, so he was in one of the RoboCop remakes, I think, right?
There's
And
only one remake, but yeah, he was the main guy.
I thought they did 2 movies for that though. Did they not?
No,
Oh,
it was a huge bomb.
well, so
Those dumbasses made it PG-13. RoboCop's
they did a
PG-13.
RoboCop remake, and that guy was the actor.
Yeah.
And there's
He's a good actor, by the way. Like
there's
Joel Kilman or whatever his name is.
well, this specific scene had such awful writing because he's all, oh holy Christ, oh, holy Christ, because he sees his body and he's got like one hand and then you see his lungs and they're just like, he's
Oh, and
breathing.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Well, because it was supposed to be rated R, and I guess they like scrapped that like right as they were getting ready to film. Like, actually, it's PG-13, so they just like rewrote the dialogue to make it PG-13, and
Oh,
it's
holy
just so
Christ. Oh, holy.
yeah,
I'm just like, who says that?
nobody.
And he sees his body is just gone. Like,
I mean, it's a pretty cool scene, but like the dialogue makes it
yeah,
so
the
cheesy
dialogue
and
ruined
corny.
it.
It
Yeah.
ruins it. Is there any other shows that you're looking forward to?
No, that's the only one. Like, aside from the ones that you
Tulsa King
mentioned,
season 2. That'll be good.
well, except for that one, I don't really care about that.
I'm looking forward to Yellowstone ending.
Mandalorian's just now, so
I don't even think they're doing another season of that.
wow.
That third season fell off big time viewership wise.
It's fair.
But anyways, I hope that suffices, Tommy. Rumor: James Wan might be directing a Creature from the Black Lagoon movie. I am stoked about that. I hope that's true.
I didn't see anything about that because I don't even I don't know exactly what that is.
So the Creature from the Black Lagoon is one of those like, oh, it was like one of the first Universal horror movies where it was like they had the Mummy, they had Dracula, and then they had the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and they did like a full on trilogy of that one, and it was good. Like I went back and watched that when I was growing up, and like that besides like the old timey overacting, like in from the actors, like the story itself is fascinating,
Isn't
man.
that the one where they have like the lizard looking dude?
Yes. So they go to, he's like a fish looking guy. So they go to this, they go to
Fish.
the jungle. They go to the jungle and um there's this, creature from the Black Lagoon monster, and it's like King Kong where like the he like saves the girl, and then the girl's like, "Oh, it's intelligent. Don't kill it."
It's
And then
it's
the second movie, they go back and it ends with them like straight up putting him in a cage or some shit. And then in the third one, they straight up like they're like, we're gonna see if like we think this is like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like what the plot must have been, but basically what happens is they they surgically turned him into like a human. And so now you got this like weird like fish out of water thing where it's like a human, this and that, and then
no
like
pun
of
intended.
course it's a creature at nature, so people die. And anyways, it's a very emotional story. So I'm like, yeah, like I'm down for a remake of that. And I think James Wan I think James Wan is one of the best horror directors like of his like generation or whatever. So I'm stoked. I hope they do it.
I think it's if they do make that, it's gonna suck.
I think it's one of those properties where like a lot of people have tried to do it, but nobody's had the right amount of star power or say so to like get it done the right way, and he finally can.
I think people just don't capture.
He made the Aquaman movies, man. If they make it legitimately scary, then I think it'll be badass.
I just think movies aren't the same anymore.
I got faith in James Wan.
Um, this conspiracy one that you put was Walt Disney's head frozen, and was the movie Frozen a cover up for that? Dude, I see. I have seen it a few times, and I really hope it's true, because that is so funny how smart that is. Where it's like you come out with a movie called Frozen to cover up the search results in Google
Yeah.
when someone looks that up. They
Yep.
look up Walt
That's the
Disney Frozen.
conspiracy. Yeah,
and
it's like they for some reason this rumor comes up all the time, right? Like, or this conspiracy comes up all the time where they're like that supposedly Walt Disney had his after like his in his will was like, if I die right away, sever my head and freeze it, so that when technology gets good enough in the future, you can bring me back, and I can continue to make magic. And it's like that sounds like the most Walt Disney ass like billionaire like plot ever.
dude, he
You know
wanted
what I
to
mean?
put a
Like
bubble around Anaheim. So yeah, like that's
it's not far fetched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the ideas that he had were crazy, and he was so ahead of his time that it's like the technology in the future is gonna imagine what I'll be able to do with my mind if they bring me back. And then so like so many people were like, is Walt Disney's head frozen? Like, is it frozen somewhere? And like they're just like, oh, that's just a crazy rumor. Why would you think that? But so let's move on from that topic. And it's like, why are you so sensitive about something if it's so stupid and ridiculous? And then that's where the idea came from, that like to cover that up and get people to stop noticing that that might be a thing. The movie Frozen was titled Frozen, so that if you type in Disney Frozen, or like, you know, or if you try to type in like
And
Disney's Frozen head, the movie Frozen comes up instead.
yeah, and it's like a double win because that whole franchise did really well. So they made
No,
tons
that
of
was the
money
first
off.
one did. The second one,
Wasn't there 3 of them?
the third one just got announced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
But
doing Toy Story 5, The Incredibles 3, and Frozen 3. Those are like the next movies on their slate.
I swear they announced Frozen 3 a long time ago.
I think everybody knew it was coming,
Um,
but I don't think it was officially
I
announced
still think,
until recently.
despite Frozen 2 not doing nearly as well as the first one, it's still like it.
I was working at the movies when Frozen came out, and literally I was like, when is this movie gonna stop playing? I think it played the whole time I was there.
So it got 1.45 billion in the box office, and the original Frozen got. Oh, it doesn't say. Let me see.
If the second one made 1.45 billion, then I'm wrong. I think people just thought it wasn't as good of a story, is all.
This is what's really crazy. The original Frozen got 1.28 billion.
So it made more money.
Frozen 2 made more money.
Holy shit! Get ready for Frozen. It's gonna be like Avatar. They're gonna be like,
That's
oh, we're working on Frozen 5. It's
that's
gonna come in 2030.
that's why I'm saying like it's a double win because that the franchise itself is, and I mean think about all the merchandise that's been sold as well,
Yeah,
right?
everybody likes that snowman.
Olaf,
The big
yeah,
carrot. Yeah, Olaf.
yeah, and so I think if that's actually true, that that's what they did, that's like some serious 5D chess crap, bro. Like
For
that is
real, like
so crazy.
it's a fun conspiracy. Like I tried to find a fun one to discuss, because I'm like, all right, like the whole point of conspiracies is like, what if? You know what I mean? It's the idea that's fun to think about, no matter how ridiculous. And it's like, this is ridiculous, but it kind of makes sense.
That
In a certain scenario, it seems like something plausible.
that's the next one that we need to talk about that's like plausible is the Mattress Firm thing.
We've talked about that before, I'm pretty sure, in a previous episode.
Oh. Well, either way, I still think it's true.
I mean, people launder money all the time and we don't know it, so very, very possible, if not likely.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, laundry, like money laundering, literally came, like that term came from the idea that people were using laundry mats to launder
Yeah.
money. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right, and then on to our last big topic, the serious news story of the week. Monkeypox. Is it the next plague? Are we in for 2020 all over again? I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
nothing's happening with that, dude. I'm just saying because
We got our first US cases. San
big whoop.
Francisco.
Remember when we got a case of Ebola in like Texas or something like 10
Hey,
years
yo,
ago?
Ebola's scary, bro. You shit your insides out. I don't
Yeah.
fuck with that at all.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody in the country with Ebola. Like that to
Yeah.
me is like scary.
Yeah, of course it's
But
scary.
but it's one of those things that's really hard to transmit.
Exactly.
But monkeypox,
It's
the idea that like
it's skin to skin contact. People were saying it was airborne. It's not.
that people are debating whether it is. They haven't said whether, like, they don't know a lot about it, because like it's obviously a different strain than the one
And
that,
also,
that flared
the-
up a couple of years ago.
Granted, they're saying it's actually called mpox, not monkeypox, because I guess this is different. A little. It's a little different. I don't know.
Whatever. I saw a video on TikTok of one of the guys in San Francisco who had it, and that looks like chicken pox from hell. No, thank you. They're like way bigger
I know
spots than chicken pox.
The World Health Organization was like, this is a global threat, this and that, and it's like,
What is it lethal? That's my question. Can you die from this shit? 'Cause
yeah, but
I haven't
think
seen anything about it.
It's mostly kids that die from it.
Which is what chicken pox does. So
Yeah, which I would say is arguably like a bigger threat. then
No, they've pretty much. I'm pretty sure
no,
they
I'm
eradicated
talking. Oh no, I'm
chickenpox.
talking about like if kids die from it versus
Oh
if
yeah,
adults
yeah,
die.
no, but yeah, no. The idea that it like, I mean, I think the people are just. It's almost like if you ever seen the movie Philadelphia, when the AIDS epidemic was really big, people were like they didn't want to touch the same pen that somebody used if they heard that they might have HIV. And so with the monkeypox, it's like, oh, like it's a skin to skin contact thing. Like, what if I brush up against somebody on the San Francisco subway or whatever? That I don't think they have a subway on the bus in San Francisco. Oh, I go to visit like a tourist to go get on the trolley, and I brush up against the wrong person. Now I got monkeypox. Like that's for some reason that's just like people like, you know. I mean, like I'm not scared of it. I'm more scared of the idea that like it could be this threat of a plague or whatever we want to call it, because we got to be careful with like words, you know, because of the YouTube censorship stuff. But I think the idea that it could be used politically is scarier than the actual
The
mpox itself.
the thing is that there's already vaccines for it, so
Yeah, because the last vaccines worked so well.
no. I don't mean like oh they just made it back. I mean like they've had vaccines for monkeypox for a while.
Yeah. I don't want to get into this too a lot because I'm getting out of my like knowledge base, but I'm seeing more and more articles and stuff about how they're saying that those freaking Rona vaccines might have actually like they alter your DNA enough to raise your risk of cancer like by a lot. I only got one because I had to start acting because everybody was requiring it. But like after a while, they just nobody cared about it anymore. I remember when I was in LA with Ben and we had to show our freaking vaccine card to get into a restaurant one time. It was crazy. Um, I think it was Cheesecake Factory.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. Um, but yeah, no, I'm curious to see if that turns into anything or if it's just another one of those flashes in the pan because I thought it was scarier a couple months ago when they were like, yo, somebody in Mexico died from bird flu. That's way scarier to me. Bird flu is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. Until they start saying there's going to be like lockdowns, I don't really care.
I mean, I said this to Bobby. I was like, I mean, the last lockdown is the reason why I'm still making content today. So like, I'm
Well,
not concerned about my job specifically, but I mean,
I will say
the film
this:
industry's
the the thing that's very fascinating, not to get political, right? But I think Kamala Harris has been putting a lot of her her political goals as like president out into the open, being like, hey, I'll do this, I'll do that, and a lot of it is like giving people free money. Did you see that?
yeah, because that's a great
And
idea
that's
with all the inflation.
very reminiscent of what was happening during the pandemic. So
Well, I mean, if you got okay, I'll say this instead of getting into politics. I listened to a recent Joe Rogan episode like that just came out. Dennis Quaid was on, who just played Reagan in this like biopic,
mhm.
and they got into politics like for like the whole episode. And some of the stuff they talked about, I was like, yo, I didn't think about it that way. Like, go watch that episode because there's no way I could touch on everything they talked about, but they talked about the assassination attempt and how crazy that was and all the questions that haven't been answered. But one of the things they mentioned was how when Trump was in office and they were like, "Yo, get the vaccine," and they were running against each other, like the Biden campaign was like, "Do not do that. Don't get the Trump vaccine, this and that." But then when Biden came into office, they were the same exact vaccine. They're like, "You have to get it. You have to get it. Do it for the people." You know what I mean? And it's like, "Yo, you literally demonized that vaccine and then as soon as you took office, all of a sudden it was the miracle cure." Which obviously it wasn't because nobody takes that shit seriously anymore. But like that's what I hate about politics is how they will misconstrue things and literally what contradict themselves for the sake of winning votes.
Yep.
Like that's the dirty side of politics that drives me nuts. Because at the end of the day, we should care about the facts, and you can't even tell what's a fact anymore. You know? Like that's why it's so hard for people to decide who to vote for, because each side is spouting bullshit, and there is truth to each side, but the way that they construe it in order to gain favoritism towards themselves besides the other like opponent, which has been the way it has been for all time, with social media is just even harder to comprehend, I guess, is
And
what I'm trying to get at.
I just want to be able to own a house. That's it.
Exactly. Like literally, like if dude, I yeah, let's get out of politics. But I just want to be able to buy a house. I want to be able to afford to like go to McDonald's and not break my wallet. Like whatever somebody's got to do to get our economy back on track. Cool, man. I'm for that. I also I will
Detroit.
say Jesus. Well, I will also say that one thing that Trump has done that's made me go, oh, I feel like somebody cares about me. When Trump was on Aiden Ross's stream and stopped to go, and by the way, if you're a TikToker, listen up. I think we should keep it, because if we get rid of it, that's good for China. You know what I mean? Like that whole, like, I was just like, yo, finally somebody says something about it, because right now, as a TikToker, as like the top, I don't know, top, like, I'm definitely in the top 5% on TikTok. As a top 5% TikToker, I hate being left in the dark. You know what I mean? And so for one of them to say something is like, finally somebody acknowledges it, because the last thing I heard is it's probably going to get banned. You know what I mean? And so for him to say something was like, okay, I at least understand where it's at. And then Amazon made that deal with TikTok, so I really don't think it's going anywhere either way. But yeah, I interesting times. I seriously think the rest of this year is we're in for a ride, man. I mean, it's been a crazy ride thus far, but I really, because of how the news is and social media, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I know I'm gonna be glued to that damn TV screen
I
during the
cannot.
election night.
I can't wait for the Jarrigan end of the world episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does that every election now. Yeah, that'll be really interesting. He usually has like his boys on, like Eddie Bravo and stuff. So,
Yep.
but anyways, that's our last big topic. I said this wasn't gonna be a long episode, and now it is. But we're gonna end it off with our movie, TV, or video game recommendation of the week. You want to go first?
So we were talking about old movies, and as soon as that guy brought up, I was like, "Dang it! I already like wrote down what movie I was gonna recommend, and it's an old one, but it's the Great Escape from 1963."
Phenomenal.
And I was kind of talking about some of the stuff we watched in my history and film class while I was at work, and I was like, "Dang man, like that movie." Honestly, like I remember watching it in class and being like, dude, like
If if
it's
that came out today, exactly the same, but with just like updated technology, I think it would still be a hit.
yeah, yeah,
It is
like
that
it's
good.
timeless. It's I mean, and like the plot gets used like way down the line for so many different things. Like there's a lot of inspiration that comes from that movie. Like even the little thing of like, oh, we're gonna dig a hole in the
Yeah,
wall. Like
they do just enough with the characterization in that movie where like there's something about one of the characters that resonates with you. Like Charles Bronson, right? He's claustrophobic in that movie, and the
oh
tunnel
yeah.
collapses on him, and that had me squirming in my damn seat, bro, because I'm claustrophobic, and that is like my worst nightmare. It's like I'm in a tunnel and all of a sudden I'm trapped and can't get out, can't breathe. You know what I mean? So like I like for a movie from the 60s to do that to me, I was like, God damn. I will say one last thing about the old movies. I have purposely, up until this point, not watched a single Alfred Hitchcock movie, but I plan to soon. I think I'm just gonna binge like all of his work, like The Birds, Psycho, Rear Window,
I think
Vertigo.
didn't he
He,
use chocolate syrup for blood?
yeah, because in black and white it
Yeah,
pops more.
yeah. It's an interesting little tidbit. I thought it was very
Yeah,
fascinating.
no. Rear Window is said to be the inspiration for Disturbia. Psycho is like the first technical slasher movie.
Who made
The
Casablanca?
Birds. Oh, I don't even know. I mean,
That
anything before like the 60s, my knowledge is like really limited.
because Casablanca sucked.
I think it's just a type of movie that people don't really like anymore. It's like a big long epic, you know?
I just didn't
But
understand what I was watching the whole time. I was like, who is this
I
person?
mean, I
Why are they
hear
important?
like so many directors like Steven Spielberg and Christopher Nolan, all these people talk about the movie Lawrence of Arabia as
Yeah,
like the end all be all greatest movie of all time,
I
and
think
I've never seen it.
I think that has
I
the
know
guy
nothing about it.
that has the guy who was in Ben Hur. I'm pretty sure, right? Charlton
I
Heston.
don't know, but it's definitely on my list. I need to watch it. But I have two recommendations. I have a movie and a video game. I'll start off with the movie.
No, it
Jorge
doesn't.
and I.
It's not Charlton Heston, by
Okay,
the way.
thanks for interrupting me, you piece of
You
shit.
shut up.
Jorge and I went to go see Cuckoo last week, and I heard some people say that it was scarier than Longlegs, and so I went in going, it's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to be. And after seeing it with Jorge, we both agreed that it is scarier than Longlegs. This, Chris, I think you would like it too because it's like sci-fi. It's not
uh,
listed as sci-fi, but it is sci-fi. It gave me like The Thing vibes to an extent. It's got really good needle drops that I think you'll appreciate, and Dan Stevens plays like a creepy German guy, and it's a fun movie. I think you should watch it. I think you'll dig it because it doesn't go too far into the horror, but the sound design is what was scary to me. Like like there was moments where I was like, "Ooh, this is uncomfortable," but it was because of like how the sound is used. And some of the imagery is like legitimately unnerving as well. But I really enjoyed Cuckoo. I think it's one of the most underrated horror movies of the year, and it is at this point probably until December, because Nosferatu's coming out, and Robert Eggers is doing it, who made The Witch, which is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. He's making that, and it looks scary just by the trailer. Up until then, I think the scariest movie of the year for me is Cuckoo, because it's like psychological
hmm.
horror. Um, but my game recommendation is Gas Station Simulator, which Chris, if you have not played that, you should because it is so much fun.
You were telling me about it, I think.
Yeah. Well, because okay, so without spoiling anything, I mean, you literally start out and it's like this gas station is just a building and you got to clean it up and open it. And then like people come, you fill up their gas, and then it's like, oh, now they want to buy stuff from the convenience store, and so you buy product and you stock the shelves and all that stuff. Um, and there's like Santa Claus will fly over or whatever, you know. There's like the ghost of Elvis going around with the guitar and stuff. But there was a part where like I opened to the car wash and it was like, "Oh, the car wash is broken. You need to go down to the sewer and fix the valve." And so I go down to the sewer and I'm like, "How the fuck do I open this gate?" This and that. I open the gate opens, and I start walking down the sewer tunnel, and a creature of some sort just goes like it just runs by, and I was like, oh, no, I'm done. I'm done for the night. It was like 2 in the morning, and it scared the shit out of me. But like the idea that a game that I did not expect to scare me scared me.
That
10 out of
dude,
10.
that's such an underrated like genre of game where
Okay.
it's like it's not supposed to be scary, but it has those like Minecraft. That's why it became so popular. I think is because you're in a cave, just mining blocks, and you hear, "Wow," and you're like, "What the heck was that, man?" And then
I have yeah.
you just run away scared. That's all you can do.
I have 3 scripts now that I've written where they have a random horror-esque moment in them, and I cannot wait to make those because it is the idea that you got to watch something. And I mean, there's movies that have done that to me, and they've always stood out to me as like good moments where like you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, this is not meant to be scary at all, and then there's a startling moment or something that catches you off guard and sends a chill down your spine for a second. Chef's kiss. Like like to be able to do that strategically and not overdo it is like an art in itself. And so I that's something that you'll see me do in a couple of my projects soon. I mean, even Pollo Loco has a moment that's like, I would say, startling if you're not expecting it. So I like stuff like that, and so that game doing that to me, I was just like, this game's awesome. But the reason why I brought it up is because there's a new update coming out, and you're gonna be able to open up a drive-in movie theater at the gas station. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I'll play that. I'm gonna get back into it just for that.
Is that game?
They're updating it,
Is that
so
game multiplayer or no?
I don't think so, but I could see them adding it at some point if it's
Because
not.
that sounds like the kind of thing that you would like.
Yeah.
It sounds like it has a similar style to the Long Drive.
I tried that game and I saw
I
what you meant. It's like fun, but it's also poo poo. Like it's just kind of
Yeah,
a poo poo game.
yeah.
It would be so much more fun with other people.
Even
But
with other people, it's like it always ends in the same thing where you guys get into a car and you start driving off, and somebody gets bored and they get out of the car and they start wrecking stuff. And oh
yeah,
my bad, I accidentally took a tire out while you were driving, and they start running away with it, and you're like, oh my god, I
yeah.
can't drive now. So
I enjoy those simulator games to an extent. I think the only other one that I've really enjoyed is like Power Washer Simulator, but after a certain point, you're like, it's just power washing. This has so much more depth to it and like stuff to unlock and little things where I'm like, whoa, like I didn't even think about doing that. That's cool.
this
Um,
creature of some sort just went.
I still don't know what the fuck that thing was, man. I didn't investigate because that's the last time I played it. But I need to go. I need to go face my fears to see what it was. It was like green or something. I don't know what the hell it
It's
was,
an
man.
alien, bro. That's definitely
Dude,
an alien.
it was.
Dude,
It was all right. I'm gonna
speaking,
fix the car wash and then I'll go to bed. And then I just get startled and I'm like, fuck this. No.
speaking of aliens, have you seen that trend where they take like a little alien and then they will use like an AI voice generator to take the lyrics from a song and make it into like an alien voice? And so they have the alien sing like just the two of us or something like that. It's like the music
No.
playing in the back. It's
Um,
so good, dude. It's like my favorite meme of all time. 100%.
but a gas station simulator, I believe, is it can't be more than $40. I think it's like 20. Whatever price it is, I can
Oh,
guarantee you it's worth the money.
that reminds me. I want to say the sale is on until like the 20th or something like that. So when this comes out, it should be. Yeah, I think it's still going on. Um, Bethesda
Ugh,
has QuakeCon coming up, and a bunch of games
yeah,
are on sale right now. Okay,
yeah. If you're
like
into Bethesda games, yeah, they're on sale. One last thing before we wrap it up because we need to wrap it up. There was a huge like I sent it to Chris this morning. There was a massive UFO sighting last night in California, like Lancaster, California. They like crazy amount of reports, people saying that they saw 6 UFOs. Like I saw screenshots on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you call it. Which follow me if you haven't, because I post random shit on there all the time. Um, I just saw tons of screenshots of people's like Ring doorbell apps because people will be like, "Yo, like it's like your neighborhood," and people will be like, "Yo, somebody was poking around in my car, and I live over here. Like, be on the lookout." But it was just like everybody in the neighborhoods in Lancaster going like, "Yo, I saw some fucking like I saw something hovering over here," and like people are like, "Yeah, I saw it too," and all that, and it's just like, "Yo, something's going on." So maybe there'll be an update on that we can talk about next episode. But I know Chris sometimes is like, unless I see it, I don't care. But
yeah,
some of the videos I saw were crazy coming out of there.
and
So
I will say I'm gonna just give my little 2 cents here. Every
wait,
time there's some crap about, oh, I saw a UFO, it goes nowhere ever. Ever. There was the thing that happened in Vegas or something like that, where they found an alien in their backyard and then it was actually nothing. And like,
yeah, that was bullshit.
I am tired of it. Okay, if something's gonna
But there's
happen,
footage of this. There's footage of this, and I'm like, that looks crazy.
if now, granted, okay, like we can look at that, and we will look at all the different videos. But seriously, if the aliens are here, can somebody just like one of you just land so we can get a picture of it and I can just
Yeah.
be done with it?
No,
Okay.
if there's any aliens listening to this right now and their UFO in the sky, please go to Chris's apartment and probe him. Okay,
No,
that's
don't
the
probe
evidence
me.
he needs.
We can shake hands. We can exchange a
Yeah.
hug or something like that. Maybe grab some
He
pizza.
shakes your hand, he looks you in the eyes, and he's like, I control you, and you're
No, no.
like, I'm gonna probe you now. And you're like, no, no, no.
Yeah,
I release you.
no, I hope that if aliens do actually like start interacting with us, that they're cool. Like I know it's like the dumbest, lamest thing, but like
It's like a 50-50 chance, right?
if
Like they're
they
either
dude,
cool or they're
if the,
like here to fuck us up. And
if
that like the reason why they haven't shown themselves is because they're waiting for the rest of their boys to show up to cultivate the planet.
if they're chill and they're like, dude, like we hear you guys have this pizza thing. We've tried it. And it's pretty good. We should get more. I'd be like, heck yeah, dude. I would 100% share a pizza with an alien.
Chris wants it to be like the movie Paul.
Well, but I don't want it to just be one. I want it to be every alien is just
I
chill.
I think if there's aliens visiting here, there's probably like it's like a 50-50 chance that they're like War of the Worlds or Signs or whatever. They're here to like take our resources and dip to the next planet, man. If they have the ability to travel here, they've
I
definitely got. They're more concerned about resources than
I
anything.
hope they're like hippies, and they're just all about peace, and they
Bro,
live in they and they live in
smoke this
commune.
space weed.
The
This shit's from Jupiter. It gets you fucked up.
this thing came out of a freaking black hole, man. It's
You know,
it's
I tried to fly my spaceship one time. I ended up at a Dairy Queen. Have you ever had a blizzard? It's like, yeah, we live here. We have that shit all the time.
oh man, yeah, no, but I hope aliens are cool, man. Like I like genuinely like I'm serious, okay? Like if aliens land and they're cool and they just want peace, I bet you it changes how everyone on the planet looks at things because I think they'd be like if
I
these
think it would
things
definitely unite us.
if they
Yeah.
came from a different galaxy and they're chill and they want to just live together and coexist, right? Why don't we do that? They're from a
You
completely
you
different
should
place.
you should watch that show. God, what was it called? It just came out recently.
Is it
The
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 three body problem or whatever? Or is
Yeah,
that
you should watch that. I think you'll find it interesting.
yeah, they're talking about it at work. I might watch it. I heard it was really good.
And they said they're only doing 3 seasons, so it's like they know how it's gonna end and everything.
What is it on?
But
Apple?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
We did a brand deal for that one. It was cool.
Ooh.
But yeah, check out Cuckoo. It's in theaters. I think it deserves way more love. Like if you liked Long Legs and you're in for something even more out there and like weird, check that out. Dan Stevens is it's like genuinely funny at times too. Which Long Legs is not at all. And then check out The Great Escape. Great classic. I'm sure it's on a streaming service somewhere. Play Gas Station Simulator because I think that game deserves all the love, man. Like not a lot of games have come out recently that genuinely seem like worthy of hype. So check that one out. They continue to update that. I'll be playing it.
If you are into games like Skyrim or Fallout, those games are on sale right now on Steam. Go buy those. Good opportunity to do that. Pre-order Black Ops 6 if you're
If you want to, yeah, join the Discord and the Patreon if you want to play Black Ops 6 with us. And use G Fuel code Danny D to get some G Fuel, baby. All right.
Sure.
We'll see you next week, guys. Wish me luck on my roll. Peace.
Peace.